Hey everybody, thanks for joining me and good day, mate. To Wayback Greg. This is a third of his, or yeah, the third of his three that he's requested. Pardon me. So he said, I thought you might find this interesting, Mike. Coober Pedy, the world's biggest opal mining, well, it was at the time, he says, and how the townsfolk live underground. So the title of this is the town where people live underground. Coober Pedy, the world's most extreme. So it comes from Channel 4 documentaries. It's only what, 4 minutes long, so it ought to be interesting. It will be interesting for me, but I hope it's interesting for y'all too. We'll learn a little bit more about the harshness that Australia has down there in that southern hemisphere. So let's go into the intro and right into the video.
This is Coober Pedy, the opal mining capital of the world. Parts of Coober seem like an ordinary town. But there's more to this place than meets the eye. Because of Coober Pedy's 2,500 inhabitants, half live underground. There are over 100 of these subterranean homes, dug into the sandstone bedrock. Even the churches are on the down low. Why? To escape the outback's brutal climate.
If you like to live in extremes, this is a place to be. Nice and cold in winter, like down to 1 degree, and in summer where it gets up to around the 45 mark. It's one extreme to the other. That's why we like to live in an underground home, because it's always a constant temperature around 22 degrees.
Here, an upside-down life is normal.
We'd come home from school, do our homework, do our chores, and then Dad would press a jackhammer in your hand and say, "Get cracking, we're making another bedroom." We grew up literally with a pick and shovel. We were born with it, just about.
We're making another bedroom.
Whilst the subterranean temperature remains a comfy 22 degrees all year round, ventilation shafts allow air to breeze through the dugouts so they don't get too stuffy. And it's not just comfy, it's low-impact living, because much of what little power the dugouts need comes from a solar array and wind farms outside of town. Oh, and it's also pretty stress-free.
You can build anything you like because you can design anything you like. There's no rules and regulations on how you design your home.
There has been incidences where they did break through into the neighbour's place more than once. That was back in the days when the measuring tape must have been written in some other language or something.
Building your new extension can bring unexpected benefits.
Building your houses, it's still opal field, so you always got a chance to find a bit of opal. I know a hotel in town which they decided to extend a few more rooms, and there was a nice pocket of shells which gave them nearly 1.5 million in assets, so they were pretty happy with their new extension.
Coober Pedy's entire history has been about digging holes. The idea of living underground started over 100 years ago with the miners, who slept in their mine shafts whilst they searched for their fortune. Surpassed by tourism, the opal mining industry has dwindled in recent years, but it's left its mark on the land.
Every one of those little piles of sand has got a hole next to it. They estimate there's over 2 million of them. And someone's been down those holes looking for opal. They're belled out underneath, so any of this ground could collapse. If you lose your footing, you just slide straight into it. And they go down, some of them go down 80 to 100 feet. You can usually tell how deep it is by dropping a little rock down it. and that one's about 60 feet. Over the years, there's been some rumours that people have been dropped down holes. There's millions of holes out there. Who knows who's down any of them?
Even if mining has moved on, this town's underground way of life has stuck.
Let me stop that. All right, man. Yeah, that is pretty cool. So I was looking at, because we do Fahrenheit here, and y'all do Celsius. So I've got my little cheater out here. So when they say something in Celsius, I can look at my little cheater and say, hey, approximately Fahrenheit that would be. So when she said it's a cozy 22 degrees C all year round, up here that's 70 degrees, which is awesome. I mean, I guess at 70 degrees you just need fans, or at least I would, man. Even in the wintertime, I've got 2 fans in the bedroom, a ceiling fan and one by my bed. I got to have that sound and that wind blowing. So I'm a little nutty. I think normal people don't need that many fans in the wintertime. But so I would love to live in a place where my house was 70 degrees year round. That would just be awesome, man. There's no way I'd get my wife to live in a cave, man. She'd always be worried that thing was going to collapse on her, and there was no way she's going to listen to me to tell her it ain't going to. Just look at our neighbors; they never collapse. But she's a scaredy cat. But I thought it was pretty cool. It was a great little documentary on Coober Pedy. So, all right, man. So thanks everybody for showing up, and thanks Greg once again for the requests and the continued support. Y'all consider hitting that like button, man. It helps this channel. And yeah, till I see y'all again, I'll catch you down the road. So I'll go right into this outro. All right, see y'all on the next one.